All right, people, second to last example here. So this right here are the outcomes when you flip a coin and then roll a die afterwards. So here's the table of all 12 possible outcomes that could happen given these two situations. All right, so let's take a look at them one at a time. So what's the probability of getting a tails? Well, if you're looking at these probabilities here, probability of getting any tails is this entire bottom row right here. The entire first row or top row is dealing all with the heads coming first. So the tails coming first is this entire row right here. And that's going to be 6 out of the 12. So that's what you're going to get here for this answer. And then when you simplify it, should simplify to 1/2. So the probability of getting a tails first and then anything on the die is going to be 6 out of 12 or 1/2. All right, let's take a look at this one right here. What's the probability of getting heads first and then an even number? So when you're taking a look at that, all the tails outcomes are not going to be what we're going for. We're looking at all that top row, but we're only interested in the ones that have an even number. So that right there is going to be, oh, hold on. Sorry, I had some things out of order there on that one. So the probability of getting a heads first and then an even number are these three right here. You could have heads and then 2, heads and then 4, heads and then 6 out of the total 12 possibilities. So that's only 3 out of 12. And then when you simplify that, should give you 1/4. All right, let's take a look at this next one here. All right, let's take a look at the probability of getting a number greater than 2. All right, so it doesn't say anything about heads and it doesn't say anything about tails. So the only thing we're concerned about is the number, and it has to be greater than 2. So if it's heads or tails, it doesn't matter. Either one would be okay. So which numbers are going to be greater than 2? Well, 1 and 2 don't count. So the first ones that would start to come up are any threes, fours, fives, or sixes. So it could be heads 3 or tails 3. Could be heads 4, tails 4. Heads 5, tails 5. Head 6, tail 6. So any of these situations would work. The only ones that don't are these guys right here because they're not greater than 2. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8 out of the 12 possibilities. So when we put 8 out of 12 here, we have to simplify that. And when we do, we're going to get 2/3. And let's take a look at this last one. Okay, with this last situation, it's a very specific one. So what's the probability of getting heads first and then a 5? All right, so here that top row is all the heads coming in first, and then getting a 5 is only this one right here. So the probability of that happening out of all of them is only 1 out of 12. And thankfully, when you put this one here, you don't have to simplify it. So that right there is your answer. All right, ladies and gentlemen, try the next few on your own. Remember, if you guys have any problems or questions, just email Ms. Coleman or me, and we can get back to you guys and help you out. But when you email us, email both of us, please. All right, and there's only one example left, and I'll meet you guys at that last one.